Hey, good afternoon, everybody out there. I thought instead of posting a bunch more Facebook posts, I would just say instead that the biggest thing I come across is people thinking, the Trump movement is this huge cult movement. And I don't believe that. I think most people really just wanted a non-politician, and that is why they voted for him, and that is what they react to, that non-politician person, because to be honest, all politics are corrupted at this point. You spend more than 10 years at a minimum in politics, and I believe you're corrupted already. Power corrupts, absolutely. You can't be in power of something and not be corrupted in some way. Now, times that by, 20, 30, 40 years. So, I take some heat from my Democratic friends of, boy, all this love for Trump, it's this huge cult. Again, it's not really about that. I really believe it's about a non-politician. So, when Trump misspeaks or doesn't say something perfectly correct, it's not that people aren't paying attention to that, but what they really see, at least, on our side of that, is that he's not polished to speak correctly like all the other politicians who are basically just feeding you a line of bullshit and saying what you want to hear, and they do it very well. That's why they don't make some of the mistakes that he was making. So, not that I agree with everything he says. It's just that I can relate to not speaking correctly all the time. And it brings you closer to, hey, you're more like me. As opposed to, look what's happening now. Everything, that we feared or that they told you Trump was going to do, that's what they're doing. If Trump would have had, 7,000 troops brought to the Capitol building, he would have been a dictator. He would have been called a dictator immediately. And, on the other side of that, we all know it's true. We know that he would be, but it's a double standard. It is a complete double standard, and I think that's what bothers people most. We've listened to this rhetoric for 4 years of everything he was supposed to do: crash the economy, take away your rights, take away our freedoms, get us into endless wars. And look at day 4 of this. And now coronavirus is being thrown in our faces. We have been in here, the other side of, the non-believers, not that people believe that there isn't a virus, but it's clearly been used for political means. It's weaponized. So, we're watching cities open up, especially us small business owners who have lost a lot in this. Restaurants and bars, I don't even know how they're recovering out of this. And now, right after inauguration, when numbers are still supposedly astronomically high, you change the testing, and then you start opening up. So, why? Clearly, it's political. It has nothing to do with science. Nothing at all. It was clearly political. So, even if you don't believe in election fraud, there's some people that don't think it was won fair and square. Even if you take away fraud and you add in the political side of weaponizing a virus and then using mainstream media and right here social networking to fact check people who were saying, wait a second, I don't think these numbers are right. Oh, don't say that. That's, you're wrong. You're a murderer. How dare you, go kill your grandmother. Look how you are. And now, right after an election, here we are. We're seeing it. And I think people are just really sick of the double standard. It's not about fairness. It's not about Democrat, Republican. It's really not. It's about a huge double standard to one way of thinking to the other. It's unbelievable to me. So, all Democratic conspiracy theory stuff aside, our freedom of speech is leaving us. Censorship is real, regardless of whose side you're on. I think that's important to fight for.